Okay, thank you very much for attending the training courses for cryptography with IT certificate. This is Osama Yahya. Today, we will start our session for the encryption and decryption or cryptography course. We will cover the cryptography definitions and concepts, type of ciphers, methods of encryption, how we can make the encryption, types of symmetric systems and asymmetric systems, also the message integrity, and of course this it will lead to the hashing and the digital signature, and finally we will have the PKI or public key infrastructure. These are considered the main topics of this course with cryptography, and it will be more than enough to understand the encryption. There may be other concepts, and these concepts we will provide it to you during the sessions. We will start direct with the cryptography definitions and concepts. We will start the session with the cryptography definitions and concepts. Usually, my friends, when we are speaking about the encryption, it will be our process. We will have a plain text, then we will encrypt the plain text by a specific algorithm. Then we will have the ciphertext. Ciphertext, this means that it is the encrypted data. This is the encrypted data. And finally, you will find the decryption process, and of the encryption process and decryption process, we are related to each other, or this is the process in a reverse way. The encryption, you are encrypting data from plain text into ciphertext. You will find in the decryption, you are changing the data from the ciphertext into plain text. Then the first definition, which I want you to understand, the word plain text, which is the normal text message. Ciphertext, this means that the encrypted packets, after the data it's encrypted. Okay, then let's start the expressions or the definitions one by one. You will have the encryption. What is the encryption? Encryption, this is a method of transforming readable data or plain text data. This plain text data or readable data into a form that appears to be random and unreadable, which is the ciphertext. The encryption, it is a process of transforming the plain text into ciphertext. Of course, ciphertext, it's random. No one can read it. If anyone captured the traffic from a network, from the internet, from a system, from a server, from whatever, it seems as a garbage for him. He will not be able to read anything, and it will never give him any valuable information. Then the encryption, it is a method of transferring the data from the plain text into the ciphertext. The second concept, what is the crypto system? What is the crypto system? The crypto system, this is a system or a product. It can be a product, it can be appliance, it can be software, it can be hardware, whatever it is. Provides encryption and decryption. It will do the process of encryption and decryption through hardware components or an application. Then it can be, for example, appliance as VPN SSL. It's a crypto system because VPN SSL connection, encrypted connection, access resources from inside network. Then it will encrypt the data and send it to the user. This it will be as crypto system, or it can be a software, maybe encryption server. It will again receive the data, it will encrypt it, send it to the user, and so on. When the crypto system, it is the device or it is the application which it will do the encryption itself. What is the algorithm? This is very important, my friends. This is very important because there are a lot of people, they are confusing the definition of the algorithm, and we want to understand this in a proper way. What is the algorithm? Algorithm is a mathematical formula. Very simple, mathematical formula. It can be x plus y, it can be x or value, x or other value. Of course, it's not simple like that. It's a very complicated formula, but by the end of the day, it's a mathematical formula. Okay, it will be applied in a specific sequence to the plain text. Okay, and this means that I have the plain text, and the algorithm, it will make some mathematical formulas on this plain text. How it can be done, we will see how this can be done later when we will discuss the keys. But the most important thing which I want you to understand that what is the algorithm? The algorithm is the method which it will change the data from the cryptography from clear text into cipher text, and it's some mathematical formulas or processes. It will be done over the data. And as you can see that we are using a key, secret value called a key. We will speak about this in more details. And this it will we work with the algorithm to encrypt and decrypt the data. Then the algorithm, it will be used for encrypt and decrypt the data. Then what we can understand from this slide that the first component of the algorithm of the encryption process is the algorithm. First component of the encryption is the algorithm. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to raise your question. Okay, we have something called Krichov Principle. Krichov Principle, it states that the only secret component of a cryptography system, it will be a key. It will be the key. To understand more, let me give you this definition or explanation. When we are saying encryption, it consists of two components. Two components. What are these components? Algorithm and we explained the definition of the algorithm in the previous slide, that it is the group of mathematical formulas. It will be applied on the clear text to change it into cipher text. Number two, it is the key. The key. This a key, it will be used for encryption. Gentlemen, just keep it in your mind as a clear rule. Algorithm, it's a standard. The algorithm, it is a standard. All people know the algorithm. You are living in America, in Europe, in Maya, in China, even in Mars. We are, the algorithm is a standard. It can be, for example, this. It can be 3 DES, it can be AES, it can be RSA. Of course, later we will understand the difference between all these algorithms. Whatever the algorithm is standard, whatever the information, what are the mathematical forms which the AES do on the plain text to change it into clear text, anyone he will tell you it will do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the processes which it will do. Then this means that the algorithm, it is public. All of us know the algorithm. But according to our information, when we are saying encryption, there must be some secret where no one he will be able to decrypt the data until he has the appropriate value. What is this value? It is the key. The key. If you have the key, then you will be able to encrypt and decrypt. You will be able to decrypt and encrypt and decrypt. And we will see this by some more examples later. Then, as we mentioned, that the existing encryption algorithms are public and well known. And the only secret key, it will be the secret piece, it will be the key. It will be the key. It will be the key. And I will show you later this definition. Okay. Other point which may be important, that you have to know that, of course, the encryption algorithms which we are using in the commercially are well known, but in some situation, government or secret services or whatever, they maybe have their own algorithms which we don't know about it. And usually when they develop new standard then or new algorithm, we have to announce the old algorithm and make it public for the public user and so on. Anyway, what you have to do that the algorithm, it's public and well known, and we will cover these algorithms and the names of the algorithms. The strength of the crypto system. What is the crypto system? The crypto system, this is the appliance or the device or the software or application which is transferring the data from clear text into ciphertext or to decrypt the data.
Oh, Yahya?
Aywa?
Yeah, I have one question.
Sure,
can we understand why some governments, they will have their own algorithm? Is it because it's a better security, or
folks,
there is another reason?
This is a good question. Let me try to answer it to you in a practical example. Now I know that Abu Basil, he have an encrypted message and I want to read it, okay? Then, what are the components which I think I have to think about it? I have to think about the algorithm, and I have to think about the key. Algorithm, I don't have any problem with it because the algorithm usually he will use Symmetric, he may use the AES. 99% he will use AES or mainly, and you will see by the end of the training course why I am saying 99% he will use the AES. Then the only secret which I have to think about it is the key. I have to figure out the key. And we have a lot of attacks for cipher text that if the hacker is able to get. Sorry? Then the hackers, they have the if they are able to have a clear text and ciphertext corresponding for it, then he will be able to detect the key, or we can use some different methods to detect the key. Then this means that if I am able to figure out the key, I will be able to decrypt the data for Abu Basil. But if I'm using a government message, encrypted government message, then again, I have to think about what? The key and the algorithm. Okay, the key, again, I don't know about it. And now algorithm also I don't know about it. Then this means that I don't have one challenge here. As in case number one, I have two challenges. And even although the challenge number one, it's not easy to find out the key, and I should work very excessive work to be able to break the key. But here, even in the case number two, if I'm able to break the key, the main problem, I don't know what is the algorithm, what is the mathematical operations which it will be done on the data to be encrypted. I don't know about it. And this, it will be usually virtually impossible to find it out. I don't know if he will do XOR, he will do OR, he will do AND, what's factor? I don't know about it. This is the reason why we government, the secret services usually use unknown algorithms. And when they are developing the new algorithms, they will announce these algorithms for the public use. Okay. The strength of the...
Yes, I think it's clear. Thank you, Abu Yahya.
You are most welcome. What is the strength of an encryption? What are the factors of encryption algorithms? Number one, algorithm, of course. But come on, you now just you said that the algorithm it's public and all of us know about it. Then how it will be strength? Yes, I am saying strength, not secrecy. strength, because as you will see when we will discuss the encryption algorithms, I will tell you there are some encryption algorithms which are weak and they are not used anymore. And if you are still using this encryption algorithm in your product, this means that it is not secure. It's not recommended at all. You will not be classified as a secret product. It will be dropped from any evaluation. Then you have to use a good algorithm. As you can see, if you are using, for example, AES, it will be great. The other one, secrecy of the key. If you have a key, of course, it should be secret. No one should know it. And if it's leaked by some way, then you have immediately to revoke this key and generate a new key and use the new key. Because, of course, if the key it is compromised, then this means that the one who compromised the key, he will be able to decrypt all your keys. And now the strength of the encryption depends upon two factors, algorithm and secrecy of the key. Also the length of the key. Why length of the key? Let me give you a very simple example, but this, it will be very clear for you. I will tell you, gentlemen, I have my password or the key, it is one letter only, and it is number, numeric. Then, if you want to try all the values, how many trial do you have?
One trial.
Sorry?
I'm sorry, we're saying if we have one number, one letter.
Yes, it is one letter, and we said that it is a number. Then how many trial do you have?
One trial.
10 trial, okay. Abdulaziz also in the charting, he's saying 10, okay. Okay, that's right. It is really 10. Why? Because you have from 0 till 9, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When you have 10 trials. Then this means that by making 10 trials, you will be able to figure out the key. Okay, if I tell you I am trying to strengthen my key and I will make it 2 digits. And also it will be numeric. Then, how many trials do you have?
0 to 99.
How much?
0 to 99.
Yes, from 0 to 99. That's right. And also in the chart, Abdulaziz is saying 100. That's right. From 0 to 99. Then this means that it is 100 times. And if I tell you I want to make it more complicated, then I make it 3. Then this means that you have from 0 to 999. Then it will be 1,000 trials. Then just have a look here, my friends. When it was 1 letter, it was 10 trials. When it was 2 letters, 100 times. It was 3 letters, it is 1,000 times. And take care, now we are speaking only about numbers. But in our case, for a key, we are having a number, we have alphanumeric, we have letters, caps lock, special characters. And by increasing the number of the characters, the number of possibilities for the key, it will be domain, it will be very large. Domain of the key, it will be very large. And this means that if you are trying to make a brute force attack or you are trying to figure out the key, it will not be easy to figure out the key. This is the reason why we are saying the length of the key. When you are increasing the length of the key, the domain of the key or the possible values for the key, it will be very huge number. You will not be able to do it. What you need to discover the key, you may need a supercomputer with high resources in processor, memory, and so on. Then it will be able to figure out the key. And this is the same concept for the password, my friends. This is the same concept for the password. This is the reason why, for example, in your organization, We are telling you, you have to make the password 8 characters. It must be alphanumeric. It must be special characters, and so on. This is the reason why we are caring about variance. Then the strength of the encryption, it depends upon the algorithm, secrecy of the key, length of the key, and the something called initialization factor. I will not explain the initialization factor now. This it will be covered later, but just keep it in your mind. We will discuss this in more details later. Then finally, how all these components are working together. This is very important because if you have the crypto system, it has a bug or a problem, or the crypto system, it has operating system, even if it's hardened, but the hacker, he was able to compromise this operating system, he was able to capture the key or the key length or whatever, then this means that the crypto system is not secure. Then these are the 5 factors which define the strength of the crypto system. You have to keep it in your mind very, very clear, the importance of point number 2 and 3, because these are representing a very important factor in the encryption process. Do you have any questions? Okay. For the strength of the crypto system, how we can define the strength of the crypto system? We define the factors which are define the strength of the crypto systems. Also, the strength of the crypto system relates to amount of necessary power and resource and time required to figure out the value of the key. This is the reason why we mentioned that you need a supercomputer, because you need a huge power and resources as memory and processor. Then you will be able to do the exercise. Why? Because what it will do something called brute force attack. This is brute force attack. We are saying that we have the key, the hacker, it is 3 digits and it is only alphanumeric. Then he will try 000, then 001, then 002, and so on. He will take all the possibilities. Of course, this, if alphanumeric with special characters, just imagine the number of the possibilities and the domain of the values of the key. This it will be a huge number. Then this it will not be easy. Then what you have to do, you have to use the supercomputer where it will be able to find out the key value for you. Okay, we will start now to understand some types of the cipher, key cipher, the encryption algorithms. What is running key cipher? Running key cipher, it's use a key. We agree that in encryption we have to use a key. That does not require an electronic algorithm. Okay, now we don't have an electronic algorithm. You remember when we mentioned that encryption, it consists of a key and algorithm. These are the 2 components of any algorithm or any encryption or any crypto system, key and algorithm. Here in running key cipher, it's saying we does not require electronic algorithms. Then, but cleverly uses components in the physical world around you. Okay, then this means that I don't need to know any electronic algorithm as DES, 3DES, RSA, Bluefish, or whatever. But we will use something as alternative for the algorithm. What it will be? Here, for example, this is an example, a set of books. We will agree, I'll tell you, okay, my friend, we want to send encrypted message together between both of us. Then we will have a book, Harry Potter Part 1, for example. This story, and it's available in all the countries in English language. You can find it in any country. If you want to read my message in any place, in any country, it's very important. Go to any library, a book library, and ask him for Harry Potter Part 1. He will give you the book. Then you will find that we will use a specific character like that. 14916C7 dot so and so. What is this? This means that it will, for example, I'll say Harry Potter Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, you know, it is, Allah, I'm not remember, I forget, I think it is 6 books. This, it will be book number 1 or 2 or 3. Then first character, it will define which book. Is it Part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? The next 3 characters, it will be the page number. The second 2 numbers, for example, it will be row number. Then the next 2 numbers, it will be the column number. Then now you have a specific character. You have a specific character. This is what we call it the non-electronic algorithm. Because now I don't have any algorithm. I'm not using any computers at all. Now I am sitting, I received a piece of paper by email or by mail or whatever, and it has this code. It has this code. When I took this code and I got the Part 1 Harry Potters from the book library, I open it. Each one of these number sets represent a specific letter. I will be able to read your message. My question, gentlemen, this question is for you. What is the key here? What is the key in the running key cipher? Any answer?
What do you mean? What is the key? This is non-electronic algorithm, so
it's not electronic, yes, but we agree that any encryption or encryption, it has algorithm and a key. We agreed that in our situation, it's not electronic algorithm; it is non-electronic algorithm. But what is the key here? We must have a key, a specific key, which it will keep the secrecy of the encryption process. I have an answer in the chat from Legidi, public and private key. No, not public and private key. This, not now. We will cover this later.
It's a shared secret?
Sorry?
It's a shared secret over here. Shared secret.
What is the shared secret?
It's like the examples you mentioned, like the name of the book, the page in the book.
Yes, that's right. Our key here, my friends, it is the characteristics of this number. First number, it is the book number. 2 characters represent the page number. First 3 or 2 other 2 or 3 row number. Last digits it will be, or 2 digits it will be column number. Then this it represents 11. This is the key. If anyone know that, if anyone know this information, he will be able to read your information. He will be able to read your information, and this your information, it will not be secret anymore.
And the key should be dynamic or static, Abu Yahya?
This is an excellent question. This is an excellent question. Although we will answer this in more details, but I will give you a very quick answer. If you are using your key frequently, it must be changed frequently. If you are using your key to encrypt sensitive data or confidential data, it should be changed frequently. Frequently, let's say every month, for example, or every 2 months. It depends upon the security policy. But if you are using your key in non-confidential data, or it may be classified but not sensitive, then you can increase instead of 1 month, make it 2 months or 3 months. It's not an issue. Or if the data which you encrypted, it's not frequently, you are using this maybe by the end of the month when you are closing the financial month, then again, you don't need to encrypt it frequently. Then the frequency of key changing, it depends upon the nature of the usage and the data which is encrypted.
Okay.
Excellent. This it was a very simple example just to refresh your mind and give you the sense of the encryption. I don't want to make life difficult and we'll speak about this, 3DS and all this stuff. We want to understand the concept in a very simple way. Okay, this which we call it the running key cipher, which we call it running key cipher. We have another concept in the cipher, which is called concealment cipher. Concealment cipher. What is a concealment cipher? This is very simple. A message inside a message. We have a clear message and it has a hidden message. No one he will understand the hidden message until the person he know that this is a real hidden message. Look here. The cipher text, the message which I receive it, the time is the write, is not cow language. So is now a dead subject. What is this? I don't understand anything. Yes, this is the target. This is the cipher text we mentioned. If you capture the text, you should not be able to read it. You should not be able to read it. But forget about this right now. What is the plain text? The plain text, the right cow is dead. Aha. But how can I understand this sentence from this sentence? How can I change this encrypted or cipher text into this plain text? By using the key. What is the key which we agree about it, me and you? When we agree that we will send to each other concealment cipher every 3 words. Then first word, it is there. Okay, there. Then 1, 2, the third one is right. Then right here. 1, 2, the third one, cow. Then the right cow. Okay. 1, 2, then is. 1, 2 is dead. This is the key. Then this means that we are able to read the message. Why I am able to read the message? Because I can now and have the key which we agree about it. It will be every third word. Then I have to take first character, bypass the 2 words, take the third one, bypass 2 words, take the third one, and so on. And this means that you are able to read the message. Can you note, my friends, that we are speaking about encryption without using computers? We are using encryption without using computers now. Here when we explain the running cipher, key cipher, I'm not using any computer at all. I'm not using any computer. I'm not using any digital format. And when I am discussing the concealment cipher, I'm not using the concealment, any digital computer. And even in some situation when we are speaking together, I can tell you, you remember the story which happened, you know that? I know it. Then you will find that during our normal speech, we can send some hidden message to each other. I can send a hidden message which you can understand only due to specific status, situation, agreement, whatever. Then what we are trying now to do in the definitions and the concepts to give you the concept that the encryption, it should not be digitally. Now we are using the encryption in form of digitally because the computer become a main part in our life. But for example, you know who are the first people who are using the encryption? They are the Greek, Julius Caesar. And first encryption, it was during Julius Caesar. Almost how long? I don't know. It may be 2,000 or 3,000 years. Okay. Type. Now the types of ciphers, we had a look on two ciphers types. Running key cipher, and the second one, it's the concealment cipher, and the third one, it's called I'm really sorry. Usually, I am not able to pronounce it. Steganography. Yes, steganography. Steganography, I am quite sure that you heard this word before. Steganography. What is a steganography? Steganography, it is the art of hiding data in a clear or existing data. Hidden data or a data, it can be hid inside a clear data. This clear data, it can be a picture, it can be a video, it can be audio, it can be whatever. I don't know if we'll have an example here. Okay, let me give you an example out of it. You know, when we are speaking about colors, for example, any color, it will be defined by 8 bits. Any color, it will be defined by 8 bits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When this, it will represent 2 to the power 8, then it will represent the character, the color in a very clear form. Usually, what we are doing, if we want to use steganography to hide a message. Suppose that the message I want to send to you is this مثلا we write cow as the one which we read it before. We write cow is dead. Okay. You know, my friends, in computer, we don't have alphabetics. We don't have ABC or Alif B or whatever any other language we have. We have only binary. Whatever any of these characters, which we have it from A to Z, or from A to Z, or from 0 to 9, or any special characters, whatever, it will be transferred into a number called SCSI. SCSI. This SCSI, for example, I think A, it will be 65. This 65, it can be transferred into binary language. It can be transferred into binary language. Even let's transfer the 65. I'm doing a very basic steps, but I want you to understand it with a practical example. When I'm telling you I am using the least bit, I want you to understand what do we mean by least bit. It will be 3, 2, and we have 1. Then by 2, we will have 16, and we have 0. By 2, we will have 8, and we will have 0. By 2, we will have 4, and we will have 0. By 2, we will have 2 and 0. By 2, we will have 0 and have 1. Then this 65, the character A, the character A is represented by 65 as ASCII code. It will be changed into 1, 0. We will go from down to up. 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. This it will represent character A, for example. Then we are able to transfer the message, all message into characters like that. These numbers. Okay, now, okay, that's great. I have the right cow is dead. Now I have here 3 alphabetics. I have here 5. Here we have 3. Here we have 2. Here we have 4. Then 4 plus 2, 6. 3, 9. 9 plus 5, 14. 14 plus 3, it is 17 character. Then 17 character, or each character, it will be represented in 8 bits. Because you know the ASCII code, it is 8 bits. We have 1, 2, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then This means that if I have 17 times 8, I have 136 bit. It will be represented in 160 bit bit. Then each one of these, it will be considered as a bit. Then if I have a picture, and this picture is a colored one, and it has a lot of characters, then I can take the color, these colors, I can take the last bit of this color, and I will delete its value, and I will start to distribute my bits by a specific order where the machine which is receiving the message, it will be able to do the exercise in reverse order. Then it will be able to read it. How it will do? It will find a lot of colors. Okay, I have a lot of colors, and I have a lot of digits like that. Then what I have to do, I will take this last bit, then last bit, then last bit, and it will represent, I will take the first 8, and this first 8, I will say what will be the number. I will find that the number, it will be 65. I say, aha, this, it's letter A. Then I will take other 8 and check the number. It will be, for example, 73. I say, okay, this, it will be H, and so on. And this is the way how we are doing this steganography. We can do the steganography by using, as we mentioned now, the bits of the color or the audio. Again, the audio, it can be used where you can insert the information inside. Of course, this is not an exercise which a person, he can do it. You will not be able to do it like that. There are, if you log in to the internet, let's try to do it together. I will try to open the Google, and I want to show it to you. Here, look here. What I searched for steganography tools. I had this a list of useful tools and resources. You will find here best tools to perform steganography. Let's open one of them and have a look on it. Here we are. This website is explaining the steganography, and it will tell you the methods of the tools for steganography. We have a tool called XIO steganography, and this is a free software that it can be used to hide secret files in BMP images. BMP, this is the method which I explained to you right now. And these are the method where it will take the last bit and it will use it. If you want to download the program, you can download it here. This, again, another tool for image steganography. All these tools are used for steganography. Then the steganography as it is the method of hiding the information from one form to or another word to hide the information to make in a clear format. In a clear format. Okay. What are the components of the steganography? Number one, you must have a carrier. What is a carrier? A carrier, this is a signal, data stream, or the file that the hidden information payload inside of it. This it may be the picture or the image or the audio file, which it will contain the original message which you want to hide. The stegomedium, the medium in which the information is hidden. It may be BMB, it may be JPG, it may be audio MP3, whatever the message. Payload, the information that it's concealed and transmitted. What is the message which you want to send it? This is a message which it will be hidden inside the data. And this is explaining the concept of the least significant bit, which we explained that this is the last digit, as we mentioned in the any ASCII code representative. This is the last digit, or it's called the least significant bit, which it will be used to change the values and utilize the value of the message which you want to keep it hidden. Okay. Now we will start the types of the ciphers. This is an important topic, and I'm quite sure you heard about it, but we want to understand it in more details. What are the type of cipher do we have? We have two different types of ciphers, my friends. We have something called symmetric encryption algorithm, symmetric algorithm, and this symmetric algorithm, it has two different ciphers or two different methods for ciphers: substitution cipher and transposition cipher. Substitution cipher and transposition cipher. I am quite sure that if you are not studying cryptography as a theory in college or postgraduate or whatever, or even in bachelor degree, you will not know about the substitution or transposition. And why we are explaining this, it will make life very easy, and you will understand it in a proper way. What is the meaning of a key? What is the meaning of the key? When I am trying to move step by step, then please, if you have anything which you don't understand, just stop me and ask, because whatever any information you will miss now, it will affect your understanding for the next slides. Then the first type of the cipher is called a symmetric algorithm. Why it is known as symmetric algorithm, we will know later. We have two different types of the symmetric algorithm. These are the substitution cipher and the transposition cipher. And of course, what is the cipher? Cipher, this is the encrypted message. What is the symmetric algorithm? Symmetric encryption algorithm uses a combination of two basic types of ciphers: substitution and transposition. Okay, now we agreed. We know that we have something called substitution and another one called transposition. What is substitution? Substitution cipher replaces bits, will replace bits, characters or blocks of characters with the different bits or characters or blocks. When I have a specific character, I will remove this specific character and put another character. This is the way of encryption. This is the substitution. I will remove specific character and I will replace it or substitute it with a different characters. Okay. What is the transposition cipher? The transposition cipher, there is no substitution. I will not change anything, but I will change the position of the message. I will rearrange the position of the message by a specific technique which you and the receiver know about it. When the receiver, he will use the same technique, then he will be able to read the message. Okay. Frankly speaking, it's not, I cannot understand it. I did not get the concept yet. Okay, no problem. Let's have some examples. But before going to example, I can see two questions in the chat. It is from Olajidi. Just that I didn't start from the beginning. Okay, no problem, Olajidi. I think I clarified this. We don't have module number 3. I am always looking for vulnerability in steganography. There are a lot. There are a lot. Frankly speaking, from my experience, I found that the vulnerability, it's not coming from the steganography itself. It's coming from the tools. And if you want to have some tools which it's really respectable and strong steganography tools, use paid software. Because the free software, there are a lot of bugs, and I discovered in the dark net that there are a lot of websites. We are speaking about the tools, these free tools, and how you can figure out the images and how you can break the whatever any concealed message, and it can be read it and so on. Then my advice, if you want to avoid vulnerabilities in the steganography, use any paid software, because this paid software, it will be closed. It will be closed. And when it's a closed model, this means that the code is not well known, and it will be only in the hand of the creator or the developer. Then this means that the hackers will not be able to figure out the bugs or vulnerabilities in the software to be used or compromised. I hope that I answered your question, Andy. If not, please send any other clarification and I will clarify. Okay, when we discuss the types of cipher, we mentioned substitution, we mentioned preposition, but again, we said that, frankly speaking, it's not clear. I cannot understand what do you mean by substitution and preposition. Okay, let's go again. What is substitution cipher? Substitution cipher uses a key. It will use a key to dictate how the substitution should be carried out. Okay, what is substitution? Replacing. I will substitute characters, I will replace characters. Look at this one. I will try to make life very easy. Now, this is the plain text. And this is the cipher. Can you figure out what is the key? Now, if I tell you this is substitution cipher, what do you mean by substitution? I think it's very clear. I have 4 characters. Here are 4 characters, MEOW, and I change these 4 characters into a different 4 characters, and I will send these 4 characters to the sender. But what is the key? We mentioned we must have a key and algorithm. What is the key? Or what is the relation between these characters and these characters?
There are 3 letters ahead.
Yes. In the chat, we have a question. Andy, thanks for addressing my question, but there is anything anything like end-to-end encryption in this process that cannot be hacked? I'm not sure, Andy. I have no idea. I can check and come back to you, but I did not face this. By the way, the only thing which I hear about the end-to-end in public, it is the WhatsApp, but for the tools, I'm not sure. I can check it. If I find something, I will let you know. Okay, thank you, Amr. I think Amr, he gave us the answer, but it may not be clear. Amr, let's clarify it in a very simple way. We want to write the alphabetics A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Look here, my friend. The substitution, we said that we will remove the Christian character and we replace it by other characters. And what is the key? The key, it will be +3. What do you mean by +3? Look here, what is the first character? It's M. Here, M. 1, 2, 3. When it is character B, here you are, this character B. When E, here E, 1, 2, 3, it's character H. When the character O, 1, 2, 3, it is R. When character Z, V, when 1, 2, it will, character W, it will be 1, 2, then 3, it will be Z. Then this, it will be the encryption substitution. What is the algorithm? The algorithm substitute the cipher, substitution. The algorithm, what is the process which I will do on the clear text to change it into a cipher? I will make substitution. I will change the characters. Great, makes sense. What is the key? +3. Then if I am a sender, I will take the letter +3. I will get the other substituted letter, send it to the receiver. The receiver, he will take it. He will make -3. He received P. He received P. Then he will go here. Here you are. Let me change the color. Here it is the B. This is the B. And it is -3. Then 1, 2. Then this is 3. It will be M. And this is the real letter M. Then I think now substitution is very clear. You have to substitute the character, you have to remove these characters and add by a specific way. Whatever the way which you will follow up, this is a very basic method of substitution cipher. There are maybe tens of, I don't want to say hundreds and thousands of methods, but this is a very simple way to give you the feeling of the substitution cipher. What is the transposition cipher? Again, in transposition cipher, values are scrambled, or it will put in different format. It will be the same characters as the original message. I will not substitute it. I will not replace it. I will not do any changes on it. But what I have to do to change its positions. Look here. The message here is little rabbit vuvu. This is the message. The algorithm, it will take 5 characters. Little, E, rabbit, then this means the other half, it will be IT, F, O. And the other, it will be FOO, and we don't have any other 5, then it will be 00, for example. And it will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the key here, I will have a key. The key, it will say, change it into 24153, and here 3152. Then character number 2, it is I. Here I. Character number 4, it is T, here the T. Character number 1, it is L, here the L. Number 4, it is L, the L. Number 5, T, and so on. Then this, it will be the ciphertext. Now, what did we do? We changed the position of the character based on specific key. Of course, this key must be available with the sender and the receiver. It must be available with the sender and the receiver. Otherwise, they will not be able to see the. Sorry, I think we faced a problem with the presentation. Here you are. Then this means that you are changing the positions of the ciphers. Okay? Again, I want you to have the concept of the algorithm and the key. What is the algorithm? The algorithm here, it is the transposition. The transposition. What is the key? Key, this is the key. This is the key. 2415, and this means that you will be able to collect the numbers in a proper way. Fine. Let's go ahead. I think it will be more clear. Look here, my friends. Do you remember when we said that the algorithm or the encryption process, it consists of two main components. Consists of two main components. What are these components? We said it is algorithm plus key. And we mentioned that the algorithm, it is well known, all of us know it, and we don't have any secrecy here. The only secrecy, it will be in the key. Okay, that's fine. Again, we mentioned, what is the algorithm? We mentioned that the algorithm is a group of mathematical formulas. Group of mathematical formulas. It will be done on the clear text to change the data into cipher text. What these formulas? It can be XOR function. It can be AND function. It can be XOR complement. It can be OR. It can whatever. Any operation, it can be done on the binary. Any operation, it can be done on the binary. And this algorithm, my friends, this algorithm has 16 functions. It has 16 functions. Then each one of them, it will represent a specific function. Each one of these functions, it will represent a specific function. With F1, it can be XOR. F2, it can be AND. For example, F3, it can be the character hash, which is we opposite the character. F4, it can be OR. Then these, it will do some specific operation on the characters. Then, if I have one specific letter, let's make life very easy. I have letter or one word, it's called Osama. I want to send this word into or change it into a ciphertext. Okay, then we agreed that this is the standard process. We have algorithm, and we have to enter the clear text into the algorithm, this Osama. Then it will have some process over it, and it will be changed into some ciphertext, which I don't know what is it. But my question now, which function it should be applied here? If 1, 2, 3, or 5, or 16, or all of them, or some of them, or what do you think? Any answer?
Don't get it.
Sorry?
Couldn't get it.
You did not get it? I cannot hear you, Samir. Can you type in the chat?
Actually, I did not get it. How to transfer this and Osama into the encryption.
Okay, I want to change Osama now into, I want to encrypt word to Osama. Then to encrypt it, I have to enter this into specific algorithm. Here is the algorithm, which it will be used to encrypt Osama. Which function it should be applied? Is it F1, 2, 3, 4, or some of them, or all of them, or none of them? Because by the end of the day, the encryption, it's a group of mathematical operations. It should be done on the clear text to be changed into ciphertext. Okay, we have in short, Badr, he is saying all of them. Okay, Badr, he has mentioned that it will be all of them. Any other answer? Hey, Andy, what do you think? Okay.
Not all of them, but maybe some of them.
This is okay. Again, we have another answer. It is saying Hadim only one or based on strength. Okay, Hatem, he is saying one only or based on strength. Okay, then he means that on the strength of the encryption or the classification of the data. Okay, well, JD, it will be all of them. Okay, look here, my friends. Here is the role of the key. Algorithm, it has nothing to do here. To choose one or two or three or all of them or one of them or whatever, I don't care. Then, who is controlling this? The one who is controlling this here is the key. This is the reason why we are saying the key, it should be secret. Why? Because this key which we have it in front of us now, is saying I will use F13, F16, F11, F4 only. And the message in front of me, hello, mom, I have dropped out of school and decided to travel. Please send me money. After it passes by these operations on the binary language, it will be transferred into this function. Then the key is to find which functions it should be chosen from the algorithm. Of course, the key, it will choose the function. But, it depends upon the size of the key. If the size of the key it's 2K or 1K or 512 byte, then it depends how many functions it can be chosen. By the way, it can be all of them. It can be all of them, and it can be processed in different orders. I will choose 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, then 2, 4, 8, 6. Then I will do it again, but it will be even than the binary. Whatever the method, I don't care. But the order which you have to follow, you have to take it as the key, and this the key it will be used by the receiver as well. Then he will be able to figure out or decrypt the data into the clear message. This is the reason why we are saying the key it should be secret, because the key here to find the functions which are used from the algorithm. Here, if you want to have a proper diagram, you have to add one factor here, the key. Then you have here the clear text, and the key, it will define what are the functions, and the output, it will be the cipher. This is a very simple explanation for the encryption process and the secrecy of the key. By the way, my friends, the functions F1, F2, F3, F4, one of them or some of them or maybe all of them, they are substitution and preposition. You remember when we said that we have symmetric ciphertext here? And we mentioned that we have two different types. What are these types? We mentioned that we have the symmetric encryption, we have substitution and cipher. This, and here note the words, what we are saying. We are saying here what this algorithm. And this algorithm, it can create this substitution cipher or transposition cipher. Cipher algorithm, it will create a cipher. Then if we will come to the example which we are explaining right now, you will find here, this is the algorithm, and it has functions. These functions, it can be substitution, it can be preposition, it can be any mathematical operation, it can be done on the binary as AND, XOR, reverse character, and so on. And the key, it will define what are the functions which will be applied on the message from the algorithm. Okay, we use a key which is a set of values that indicates the box should be in order. I think we explained this. If you don't mind, I will hold on for 1 second to take the Okay. Do you have any question? Okay. Now we will cover another topic, which is called the methods of encryption. By the way, even if you feel you are understanding only 60 or 70% and the concepts are not clear, don't worry, because we will cover more and more of these concepts when we are going forward. And please, if you have any questions related to the session, you can ask your questions next day. I will not start any new sessions until I make sure that you are understanding the concepts of the previous day very well. I think we covered one of the concepts which called symmetric algorithm before. Now we are giving us another concept which called asymmetric. Oh my God. What is symmetric and asymmetric algorithms? Okay. Look, my friend, I will try to give it to you very simple way. We have algorithm which it will encrypt the data. And we mentioned that the encryption, it required what? With the algorithm, a key. If you are using single key, if you are using single key for encryption and decryption, single key for encryption and decryption, this is what we call it symmetric encryption algorithm. If you are using two different keys, if you are using two different keys for encryption and decryption, this it will be, for example, key 1 for encryption and the key 2 for decryption. This we call it asymmetric. Okay? This is the very basic concept. If you are using the same key for encryption and decryption, this is called symmetric. If you are using two different keys for encryption and decryption, this is called asymmetric. Now, this is the definitions in plain English language. In IT or cryptography terminology, this single key, which it will be used in the symmetric, it is called secret key. It is called secret key. Then this means the secret key, it is the same key which is available with the sender and the receiver. The same key which is available with the sender and the receiver. Okay? With the asymmetric key, it will be something different, my friends. It's not key 1 and key 2 as we mentioned. Key 1 and key 2, this it's only for plain language, then we can understand. But usually we are saying this, the key 1, it is the public key, and the key 2, it is the private key. What is public key and the private key? It is not a problem right now. We will explain this in more details later, but just take the names as is right now. We will explain the differences. I want you to have these concepts. The asymmetric, the encryption, it will be key 1, it will be public key and it will be private key. Then this means that the symmetric key, it will use the shared secret key, and this shared secret key is a single key and it must be available with all the users they want to encrypt and decrypt the data. Symmetric key, it will use public key for encryption, private key for decryption. Then if you want to encrypt, you have to use the public. If you want to decrypt, you have to use the private. Okay, this is the definition of symmetric versus asymmetric. Symmetric cryptography. Look here, the symmetric encryption uses the same keys. Here we have the message. We encrypt the message, it's encrypted, and the message, it will be decrypted, and we are using the same key. This is the same key. Fine. When we are speaking about symmetric cryptography, let's think about something which is very important. Now, suppose that in IT certificates, Now, suppose that I am in IT certificate, this IT certificate, or let's make life easy, this Osama. And I want to, and I have in cryptography course, I have 13 persons. I have 13 trainers, 1, 2, till 13. And I want to send information to these persons, and this information should be encrypted. Of course, if I want to have a secure connection with each one of them, this means that I must have a dedicated key for each one of you, because it's nonsense to have the same secret key with all of you, because if I have the same secret key with all of you, then this means that you will be able to read the messages for each other. But now suppose that I want to send a message to Andy, for example, as user number 1 and user number 13, it's Amr, مثلا, and I want to send the information. Then I will use key 1. Then this key 1, it is a secret key, and it will be available with Andy and Osama only. Then if Osama wants to send encrypted message to Andy, he will send it to encrypted by key 1, and Andy, he can decrypt it by key 1, and he will be able to read the message, or vice versa. Andy, he can encrypt it by key 1, and Osama, he can decrypt it by key 1. If I want to send to Amr, I will use a key, it's a different key 13, and it has the same concept. Then this means that how many keys do I want now to send encrypted data for all my trainees?
2.
How many?
We need 2 keys.
3 keys.
If I have 13 users, how many keys I require?
13 keys.
13 keys. That's I need 13 keys. But take care. I am speaking between Osama and the trainees. I'm not speaking between trainees and each other. Trainees and each other, they are not able to share any information. Why? Because we don't have any shared keys between each others, right? Then this means that I have 13 keys. Fine. The sender and receiver uses 2 instances of the same key for encryption and decryption. Okay, thank you. And the name, it is shared secret key. Okay. Now I have something. I said, wait, it is not enough that Osama only he can send it to the others. Andy, he want to send it to Amr, and Badr, he want to send to anyone else. Then this means that I must have a key between trainee 1 and trainee 2, trainee 2 and 3, and 3 4, 3 and 13, and 2 and 3, and so on. Then this means that now the number, then I want to draw it in better screen to make it clear. I will delete this and I will draw it again. And this is one of the main problems of the symmetric keys. What is it? I have Osama here, and to make life easy and to make the picture clear, I will have only 4 users. Okay, Osama, you want to send, let's call this you, Osama, here 1, 2, 3, 4. Then how many keys do you require to allow all the users to send encrypted back to each other? Osama, you want with user 1, Osama with user 2, Osama with user 3, Osama with user 4. Then you want user 1 with Osama, خلاص, user 1 with Osama, we mention here, it will be the same key. Then user 1 with user 2, user 1 with user 3, user 1 with user 4. And user 2 with user 3, user 2, and user 4. Then this means that I need how many keys here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 keys. Usually it has equation. It's saying n minus 1 over 2, n this number of users. How many number of users now we have? It is 5. 5 multiplied by 4 divide 2. Then it should be 10. Then why we have here 9? Osama 1, Osama 2. You are right, 3, 4. 3, 4. Who mentioned this? That's right. I think we have 3 notes here. Let's read it. Receiver and sender has 1 key. Yes, and the receiver and sender has only 1 key. You are right, but I am saying the total number of the keys for the whole set. For 13 users, we need 78 unique keys. No, for 13 users, as we calculated right now, we will need only the 10 keys. Even user 3 and 4, yes, you are right. This is the one which I messed it, 3 and 4. And this key number here now we have 10 keys. Then look, now we have here 10 keys. Then by increasing the number of the users, the keys, it will increase. Keys, it will be increased. Then if I'm working over the internet, I have IT certificates. At IT certificates, I have maybe more than 500 users, and I want to send encrypted keys for them. Then this means that I have 500 times 499 divided by 2. This, it will be 250. And 250 multiplied by 495. Yeah, look at the number of symmetric keys. It will be a huge number. How can I maintain these keys? Then one of the main problems of symmetric encryption or symmetric cryptography, that the number of the keys, it will be huge and it's not easy for scalability. Increasing the numbers, it will increase the keys and it will be very difficult. How can I manage these keys? These keys, they are confidential, they are private. I have to keep it secret, and this it will not be easy. And as we will see later, now suppose that I have the key and I want to send this key to NG. How can I send to NG the key which we will use it for encryption? Shall I send it by email? By email? No, I'm afraid that the email, it can be captured and the hacker, he can see the email, or even if it's not a hacker, any normal user, he had a look on the email type. Okay, you are right. Let me send it by SMS. No, SMS, it will go through the telephone network, and this it's not secure. And what can I do? Do you want me to take it on a flash and go and give it to Andy by hand? Yes, I want you to do this. This is the most secure way. This is the most secure way, but this it's not practical. It's not easy. Andy is in India or maybe in other country. It's away from Saudi Arabia. How can I reach to him? Then I have to find other solution. I have to use encryption. Then you want to use an encryption to encrypt the encryption key? Yes. Yeah. Then now the method of transferring the Andy, I'm in Canada. Okay, really? I'm not sure about this because I had the phone number +91 Andy. Then I saw that it's India. Okay. Then the point here, the problem that the stability of the key, it's not easy. Scalability of the keys, it's not easy at all. I will not be able to increase the number of keys. It's not easy to share the number of keys or to send these keys to some users. This problem number 2. Then problem number 1, that the number of keys, it's a huge number of keys, and you will not be able to share these keys on public medias or email or whatever. We have another kind which it's where the symmetric keys support confidentiality. It support confidentiality. What is confidentiality? Anyone who attend the any courses with me for security, if you can remember that confidentiality, that to allow authorized user to access the data, allow only authorized user to access the data. Then the symmetric cryptography, it will protect the confidentiality because the users or unauthorized user, he will not be able to read the data because he does not have the key. Then it will protect the confidentiality, but it's not to provide authentication and non-repudiation. Forget about these 2 expressions because this, it will confuse you right now. I will cover this later. When you will have a look on the slides in the recording, when we will cover these 2 concepts, you will understand it very well. And just to keep in your mind that the symmetric key, it will protect the confidentiality right now only. Okay, great. This, I like this slide because it makes life easy and give you a quick comparison between the strength and the weakness of the symmetric key. What is the symmetric key algorithm? We mentioned symmetric key algorithm. This is the algorithm which it uses a single key for encryption and decryption. What is the strength of symmetric key? It is very fast. It is very fast. And it is hard to break if you are using a large key size. If you are using large key size, it will be very hard to break and it will be very fast. What are the weaknesses points? Require a secure mechanism to deliver keys. As we mentioned, we will not be able to deliver it on a clear text media or whatever. Each pair of users need a unique key, me, Andy, me, Amr, me, and Badr, me, and Behan, and so on. So as the number of individuals increases, so does the number of keys. Provides confidentiality, but not authenticity or non-repudiation, and we will cover this later. In short, we have some points. Confidentiality ensures that secret information is protected from unapproved disclosure. From unapproved disclosure, yes, confidentiality that protect the data from unauthorized access. From unauthorized access. What do we mean by large key size? Number of bits. Yani to be the key, it can be 2K, for example. In some situation, as we will see later, you have some algorithms, it can support 56 bit, as in this. 256, yes, some of them 256, and now we are speaking about 1K and 2K, by the way, in what is FIBS? FIBS, this which evaluate the encryption of the systems. Now, if your key is less than 1K, it will be classified as weak security. And when I'm saying a large key, I mean the number of bits. By increasing the number of bits, this means that you are increasing the confidentiality, the strength of the system. Okay. Okay. What are the algorithms used for symmetric encryption? In symmetric encryption, we have some algorithms which are well known, and we are using the same key for encryption and decryption. We have the data encryption standard, which is the DES. We have triple DES, 3 DES. We have Bluefish. We have IDEA, International Data Encryption Algorithm, which is called RC4, RC5, RC6. We have Advanced Encryption Standard AES, and this is the standard one which is used right now. Sorry, gentlemen, this is wrong. Please, we have to remove this because this is a different algorithm. It's coming here by mistake. International, let me correct it when in the recording you can see it right. These are the algorithms which you can use it with the symmetric encryption algorithms. Okay? Don't worry, we will take one by one and we will speak about it in more details. What about the symmetric cryptography? Asymmetric cryptography, we mentioned that this is the cryptography algorithm, which it uses 2 different keys, one for encryption, one for decryption, and these 2 different keys we are calling public and private keys. Public and private keys. Then each entity has 2 different keys or asymmetric keys. Then let me have the same example which we explained before. We have IT certificate or Osama, and we have 4 users. You remember how many keys do we require in symmetric cryptography? How many keys?
10 keys.
10 keys, you are right. Excellent. Okay, In the asymmetric cryptography, it will be somewhere how different. They mentioned that we need two different keys for asymmetric keys. What are these two different keys? These two different keys, it will be the public and the private keys. What do you mean? I want to make a public and a private key. I have to generate the public and the private key. It may be email, it may be application, or whatever. You have to create or create the public key on the system which you want to encrypt on it. Then if you have any system which you want to use encryption, public and encryption on it, you have to say, okay, I want to create a key, then the system will create two key for you. It will create two key for you. Key number one, it is called the public key. And key number two, it's called the private key. And from the name, it's very clear that the public key, it's public and you can share it with anyone by any way, even if you give it to a hacker to give it to the user. They don't. Even if you will give it to a hacker to give it to a user, I don't care. Give it to anyone. But we want this public key to reach to the user. The private key, this is the most important key. It should not leave your PC. If this private key compromised, you are in trouble. Your keys, it should be revoked, and you have to create a new public and private key or other key pair. Okay, I will repeat this again because this is very important. It's make confusion for some people. Now, if I want to use the asymmetric cryptography, I will use only two keys, which called public and private. If you want to create these keys, you have to go to the system or the crypto system, which it will use the asymmetric cryptography, and you say that I want to generate or create two keys, then it will create two keys for you. One is called public key, another one is called the private key. The public key, this is a public key. It's really public key. It can be distributed all over the world. You can send it on the email. You can put it on Flash. You can put it on Box.com or iCloud. I don't care. This is a public. Anyone can get it. Anyone can get it. Please take care of what I am saying. This will be very important later when I tell you what is the difference between authentication, confidentiality, non-repudiation, and all this stuff. The public, this means that it is a public and anyone he can access it. I don't have any restriction. The hacker want to access it, send it to him and send a message for him that you are very happy that you are sharing your public key with him. You don't have any. Okay? The private key, it is must be respected. Should not be leave your crypto system. If the private key is compromised, you have to revoke the public and the private key and create new public and the private keys. Okay. I did not see any new information on this screen rather than the one which we mentioned. Then my question. Now my question. For the example which we have it right now, how many keys it will be available for each user? In the example which we have it, I have Osama want to send encrypted data for 4 users or 4 trainees. Then how many keys it will be available for each entity? Osama, user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4.
5 keys.
For each one, 5 keys.
2 keys, right?
For each one of them, 2 keys.
Or one key, which is the public one.
My friends, take some time to think about it.
1 public and 4 private.
I will put myself in mute and give you 2 minutes to think about it, please. Think about it properly. I will mute myself for 2 minutes to give you a chance to think. My friends, do you have the answer? In short, I can find a lot of one private key for public. No, it's not wrong. One public key, 5 private, wrong. Mahin, can someone derive the private key from the public available both key and the address? It should not. It should not, Mahin, because the public and the private key, they are built on something called prime numbers, huge prime numbers, and it's not easy to discover the public key for the private key from the public key. It's not easy, no. Badr, 1 public, 5 private, no. Mahin, 5 public, 5 private, okay. I think the answer is from Mahin. The right answer, my friends, it's 5 public and 5 private. As I mentioned, if you are working on a crypto system, each crypto system, it will have 2 public keys. Two keys, 1 public and 1 private. Then Osama, you will have the private for him and a public for him. And user 1, he will have, again, a private for him and a public for him, and so on. Then whatever anyone he will use the asymmetric cryptography, he should have 2 keys, public and private, for himself. For himself. I don't care about the others now. I did not start to do anything. I'm saying, Bismillah, I want to use the asymmetric keys. Then I have to to create the keys. Then it should provide the public key and the private key. Then I have, as Osama, public key, private key. For user 1, he has private key, public key. User 2, public key and the private key, and so on. This is the scenario which we have. And I will show you what are the benefits of this approach now over the asymmetric cryptography. Okay, as you can see here, if the user want to encrypt, he will use the public key, and if you want to decrypt, he will use the private key. But there is one trick here, and even I will not ask you about it because I don't want to confuse you right now, but just know that the encryption will be done by public key and the decryption by private key. But for these people who are advanced cryptography information, public key, it will be for the receiver. It will be for the receiver, okay? If this information confuses you, forget about it. We will explain it later. But I'm telling this information for the people who are having the information and they don't want to lose the track while we are moving. The public key will be for the receiver and the private key, it will be for the receiver. We will discuss this in more details. Okay. Frankly speaking, I don't want to give you this 3 slides now. I will postpone these 3 slides till tomorrow, because if I go through these 3 slides now, you will be confused. I am quite sure you will be confused. Just I will explain this slide and we will hold for today. We are in good shape and I am quite sure that we will be able to finish within the next 2 days. I don't want to confuse you. I don't want to overwhelm you. The most important thing is that you will understand. Today, you took a lot of information and I think you deserve to leave early today. Then tomorrow we can build over this information. Just I want to go through the asymmetric key encryption strengths, better key distribution. Okay. In symmetric key, we mentioned that it is very difficult to exchange the keys because they are secret keys and I don't want these keys to be compromised. But in our example, in our symmetric encryption, it's not an issue at all. Why it's not an issue? Because the public key we mentioned, please feel free to share it with anyone. The private key, it will be mine. It will not be shared at all. Then if you want to share, to send this key to user 1, user 2, user 3, to Osama, to whoever, just send it by email, send it by, put it on box.com and he can download it and so on. Then this means the key distribution, it's very easy. Also, scalability, it will be very easy because whatever the number of the keys which you want to, or the number of the users want to share with them, you have only 2 keys for yourself, and all what you want to know the public key for the other users. And public key for other users, there is no need to keep it safe and all this stuff. First of all, it's public. Second, you can download it from any location, even by email. And it will be very easy to download it from email, from box.com, from iCloud, from any place, or even unsecure location, which is on your hard disk, on your PC or what. And it can provide authentication non-repudiation. We will discuss this tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, depends upon our case. What are the weaknesses? It is very slow. It is very slow in encryption and decryption. Very slow in encryption and decryption. And it's mathematically intensive tasks. It requires huge resources. It requires huge resources from processor and memory. These are the weaknesses. And after tomorrow, you will see how we can play with the symmetric and asymmetric key encryption to get the benefits of all of them by one crypto system, and this we will explain it later on. Okay.
Can we maybe also tomorrow, Abu Yahya, explain some scenarios around both?
Yes,
key
yes,
type?
we will find a lot of scenarios. We have a lot of scenarios and how we will work, and I will do some exercises for you, and we'll believe me, my friends, you will enjoy this course because, frankly speaking, I like encryption, and usually I feel excited when I am teaching this course. We will, I promise you that by the end of Thursday, you will feel, I will not say that you will get 100% of the course, of course, because subhanAllah, but at least I can ensure you that you will cover 70 to 75%. And this will be great start for you to complete and continue over the building your information in cryptography. What are the asymmetric key algorithms? We have RSA, ECC, Devi-Tillman, El-Jamal, DSA, all this encryption we will cover it later. I will stop here. We bypassed 3 slides, and we will start tomorrow by symmetric system. This slide to compare both of them and make refreshment for you and consider it as review for the information, inshallah.